Yo, it's April 17th, 2023, and I just wanted to document this moment of starting this 12-week vocal course from Chris Lipe. And I've got my guitar here, and I'm discovering my comfortable range of my voice. And I have this nice new notebook from Decomposition. They're recycled paper and soy ink, so I always get them. I got a bird one since birds sing, duh. And I'm really enjoying it. And I love how this course tells you to use a journal because I'm obsessed with journaling. And I just feel really proud of myself for doing something I've wanted to do for years. And I feel like because I'm not struggling with my mental health and functioning since I've taken magic mushrooms, it's just nice to be able to finally actually go for my goals, like for real this time, and without self-loathing and self-cringe and rage quitting. Also, real quick, look at my view out the window, if it'll adjust, lol. Everything is suddenly becoming green, and look at that little purple tree. I just love it. But it's crazy to me how fast these naked trees are just like suddenly, boop, got some green. Like it seems like it happens overnight or over like 2 nights. After mushrooms have been in my life, I just really watch and notice the processes of all the trees. Like this tree, just over like 3 days, just boom, the leaves. They came so fast, and it's just crazy. Like suddenly these are no longer red buds, but now they're green. It just seems like it just happened, and the bushes are like suddenly no longer flowered, and now they have all of these new spring green leaves that just popped out of nowhere. I don't know, it's just nice to be able to, the reason I'm so obsessed with seasons and being connected to the seasons is because it makes you present. Like, you're not thinking about winter 2005 or something, you're thinking about today. What up? Random thoughts that are stuck in my head that I had to stop what I was doing chorage-wise and just say on the vlog. First of all, I'm now not really feeling the whole healing circles as a career type of thought path that I was thinking about, because I don't want to do things in person for safety reasons, and it would involve having to be with strangers or even invite them to my house, which I'm just not really willing to do. And I'm like really back on the spiritual YouTube channel train, and thinking of making a spiritual YouTube channel where I do talking videos about higher consciousness and healing and mushrooms and things like that, and then eventually building a following, and then making a membership that people pay for where I offer special things. I don't know exactly what. And then affirmations and meditations. It just feels like I've been wanting to do a specific talking head YouTube channel ever since I became spiritual and ever since I became interested in YouTube. I know I've changed my mind a lot, and I've started and stopped so many things. I don't want to see that as a bad thing, like society makes me think that that's like a failure thing. I don't at all. I love trying different things and ruling things out and trying new things. But this actually just feels really right to me. I know I've said that before, like with the art business, but I'm a different person. Like, I'm after mushrooms and everything and healing. It's different. I don't know how to explain it. And again, I don't know for sure if the channel is what I'm gonna do self-employed. I at least know I want to be self-employed. I at least know that I have the time now to work on my art and music and be supported, which is great. And it's another thing that society wants me to feel shameful about, but I'm just not gonna. The other thought I wanted to say that was stuck in my head was like, there was a time yesterday after our healing circle that we did, though, that I felt almost exactly the same feeling of peace that I felt on my recent mushroom trip the other day. And I really feel like my tripping self and me are now no longer separate, and now we're one. And that is just incredible. And I feel like I need to talk about mushrooms with the world in a way where I don't get censored, you know? Like, this information needs to be out there. I'm also just so fucking happy and content and full of peace and excited and easeful and relieved and process oriented rather than results oriented, and I feel just really amazing. So I guess a little tiny update here. No house yet for me and Keegan that we found, but I'm really getting good at not attaching to any of the particular listings, and just every time one gets sold to someone else or ends up being too expensive or ends up having a problem, I just say, like, I'll feel disappointed if I need to feel disappointed, but like, I'll say every single time, thank you, universe, for protecting me from the wrong house. And then I think about that sometimes. I think about like how, isn't it arrogant to think the universe is on my side with like picking a house, and yet what is the universe doing for like the slaves that make bricks in Pakistan, which is something I recently learned about. And I don't know what to say to that. Like, I don't know what to say to like the fact that I can manifest like all of my dreams, and then there's other people in the world that don't even know manifesting's a thing, or that are just in such dire circumstances that they would laugh at me and think like, wow, life must be so hard for you. I don't even have food and drinking water. I think about that somewhat frequently, and I don't have an answer. But what I do know is that like depriving myself of a good life is not going to help those people. And I know that like to the best of my ability and knowledge, I'm not causing those problems. So, and I think that I bring a higher vibration to the world by living a happy life and being satisfied, but yeah, I don't know. And I think you have to kind of get more money to be able to solve problems like that too, and to help. So that's also something, but it's just weird. Sometimes I'm like, oh, why am I spending money on a concert ticket or a notebook like I just showed you, if I could like donate that same exact amount of money to like a cause? I think about this sometimes, and I think like maybe I shouldn't have any pleasures or privileges or anything, and when people have nothing. This is an unexpected tangent, but it's something I think about quite a bit. But I also really believe in like nourishing yourself and giving yourself little gifts, not in a horrible like out there way where you have a $6 million fucking mansion and you're like buying fast fashion and paying for unethical things, but just in like a, I don't know, filling up your own cup first kind of way. And that's how I feel about activism too, because I could spend every waking moment literally doing activism for the animals or other causes, but it's like I show up to those things a lot more effectively when I make myself happy first. So I don't know, just some spiraling thoughts. I have so much to say. I definitely am thinking about making that spiritual channel, and yeah. That's also why I really don't buy into, and I actually think it's really victim blamey and shitty when spiritual people will say, even about their own selves, like, oh, I manifested an abusive partner in the past. And it's like, no. Like, no, that's victim blaming. The reality is that these unhealed, hurt, lower consciousness people in this world, and some people maybe you could argue are just evil, I don't know, whatever they are, they're going around hurting others, and they seek people who are sensitive and who have been through things and don't recognize red flags and accept poor treatment because they've been like raised with poor treatment or whatever the case is that makes them accept it and not be like, no, fuck you, get out of here. They seek those people out. You don't manifest those people. I hate it when spiritual people like come up with this victim blaming concept. I think it's literally just people going around hurting others and targeting the weak and the vulnerable. Like, do the animals that get their babies taken away and slaughtered, do they manifest that? Like, that makes no fucking sense. Like, do the slaves making the bricks in Pakistan, the little toddler that's born into that situation, did they manifest that? That makes no fucking sense. So, I don't know. That's like the thing that confuses me the most, or that just like where I get the most stuck about manifesting. But at the same time, I completely believe that like when I meditate and visualize something, that I'm bringing that and the universe is helping me and I'm getting on the vibe. I think that's like a real thing. So, but it can sometimes seem selfish to know that that's a real thing when there's so much suffering in the world. And it's like, it's just hard to like explain or figure out why there's so much suffering in the world. I don't think there's an answer to that. I think it shouldn't be. There's like, what would the reason for that amount of suffering? I don't believe it's for people to learn lessons. I don't believe in any of that crap. I think we can learn lessons perfectly fine without like being a slave. Like, that's just ridiculous. So I don't know. Does anyone have any answers about this? Because this is like the one thing about spirituality and higher consciousness that I don't understand. And I don't know if I don't know. I just don't know. But with all that being said, on my first mushroom trip, one of my realizations was like, I don't need to take the weight of the world's problems on my shoulders. I don't have to take responsibility for all of the literal world's problems. It would be nice if the people that cause these problems would take the fucking damn responsibility, like the kiln owners that enslave these people. It's really stupid that we have to spend like all this time getting enough wealth for us to even just live, let alone for us to have an abundance to then donate to other causes and help others and get our voice out there and all this sort of stuff that the system sets up for mainly only people with money to have, to an extent. I know social media helps balance that out, but yeah, it's just like, why can't we just all have our needs met so then we can prioritize helping make the world a better place rather than just getting by and then not even having any gas left in the tank to care about making the world a better place. Like, that's how it's kind of set up now for people.
Watch what happens when I stop petting her.
Oh, could you be any cuter? I don't think so either. She makes you so guilty for not petting her. She'll just look up at you and be like, meow. With those eyeballs. Yes, she will. So that's how Viwi's doing today. How's she doing today? How you doing today? He's been in good spirits. Been enjoying going outside. Right, Viwi? Oh. Why are you this goddamn... Like, who gave you the audacity to be this fucking cute? I want to know, because I want some too. You're a cute baby. God damn, you're so cute with your noises. I've never heard a cat make such cute noises. Fight me if you disagree, because you can't. Hey, that really bright star, that's the star that totally looked amazing and huge and trippy when I was tripping. There it is. Same star.
A kitten friend. The friendly neighborhood kitten.
Oh, hi.
He's so cute.
Oh my goodness. Hi. Hi, baby.
Come here. Hi. No. Oh.
In the springtime, you are the gardener of the life of your dreams.
Look at the cute babies. Look at the precious cute babies together forever.
Oh.
You guys are... Just look at you. Just look at you guys. Wow.
Great. Good job chasing away.
What the fuck? Ew, it's 420, bruh. 2023. I ain't doing the weeds today. But anyway, here's my, also, eat it, don't smoke it. Care about your lungs. But, anyway, here's my painting progress. Obviously, I'm starting to paint some of that brown earthy tone. Just kind of laying down some of the color. And of course, I finally worked on and made some real progress on the fish I've been procrastinating. And I worked a little bit on the lobster and the bee. Oh, I had a session last night that I did not film, which I was mostly working on the lobster and the bee, but I worked a little bit more on them today. And I also worked on this eyeball a little bit. I think it still looks a little messy, but I established some stuff in it that was missing, and you can tell a huge difference, especially when you zoom out, that needed to be done. So yeah, I'll give you a progress skim shot here. It's like so little left to do, but also so much left to do kind of vibes. I've got to straighten out this line for the earth. I've got to establish the rest of the earth. I've got to put a bunch of finishing details, obviously, on the lamb and then also on other animals. I've got to go in with the black and clean up around these letters so they don't look sloppy. But it does feel nice to have made progress on the fish, the lobster, and the bee. And it's a beautiful day. Here's another angle that I can't do much because the ceiling is low in my head. I'm literally turning my head because the ceiling is so low, but trying to show the whole thing as much as I can.
Let's get this party started.
Ooh, that's a pretty song.
Chicken brought me a rose. What are you doing? Why you brought me a rose? You brought me a rose. Come back. I swear he had it in his mouth. And he was making weird meows. Chicken, come back. What are you doing? Randomly sitting on the pillow. Did you kill that rose? Is that your kill? You're so fucking cute. Thank you. Thank you for the rose. You're so fucking cute.
Quick life update. I have exhausted and overworked and burnt myself out trying to figure out how to make money. And I'm done. I'm surrendering. I'm not going to try and figure it out anymore. I've gotten guidance from different sources, including my mushroom trips, to just give myself time and to stop trying to figure it out, especially from a place of fear and control and thinking that I need to earn and prove myself when it comes to moving in with Keegan and having him be the financial provider. Like, I have to give myself time. I have to just stick with what I'm already doing, with what's most important, what I most want to do, my music and art and my activism. I can't keep overloading my plate. I can't keep trying to think of new ideas and start new things to make money self-employed. Now is not the time to figure that out. I have to just give myself time. I have to trust Keegan that he's not just gonna betray me like people of my past and hold it against me once we live together. He's not gonna pull that on me. I have to trust myself that it's safe for me to just work on my crafts, to focus on what I want to do. I have to trust my life that I'm not gonna live in a dumpster. Like, I have to trust. I just surrender. I'm not gonna try and figure it out anymore. Like, I'm done. I've been trying to figure this out for more than 2 years, and I'm not gonna do it anymore. I'm just gonna be. I'm just gonna create. I'm just gonna realize that the value I provide to our relationship, including saving it from ending and healing it, is enough value, you know? I don't know why I've been struggling so much with feeling shame about not making money. The only thing anyone should ever really feel shame about is if they're harming others. And I'm not harming others, to my knowledge. If I am, let me know, but I'm pretty sure I'm not, so. I'm gonna stop trying to fucking figure it out. I'm done. Yo, it is 4:21. So, as you can see, I painted black over the words because they just didn't look right, and I think I can do better with their placement. And I actually really like the effect that it gave to the stars. I also painted over the goofy looking too big stars. But I like how it made some of the stars go away, and it made it more like a group here, rather than consistent, because now it looks a little bit more realistic. I'm having a bit of trouble mixing a good color that matches like the lightish yellowish brown of the earth, and then I wanted a dark enough brown so that it would be a dark enough value compared to this so it wouldn't get lost in translation, and I'm glad I did that. But yeah, that's a little weird to figure out. And I ran out of white paint, and you really can't do shit without white paint. So I got some more.